Well, hello there. I got to tell you right up front today, I got no use for gold or for diamonds. They don't mean nothing to me. And I got a wild hair this morning, and I got to looking around because I've heard some different things about how much gold reserve the United States has. And, it because I heard one place, I heard they got 8,000 something tons of gold reserve. Now, another place I heard they had a bunch of troy ounces of gold. And I saw where it was supposed to be valued at something like $440 million. It might have been billion. I think it was billion. $440 billion I saw in that one report. Now, this is all a bunch of malarkey, and I guess I went looking around. And it's tough to find just the U.S. gold reserve thing on the computer because there's all these outfits wanting to sell me gold bullion, gold coins, gold this, gold that, whatever. I got a real kick out of that. And I was taught as a young kid that to be a successful salesman, you have to be a natural born liar. That goes for insurance salesmen, for car salesmen, for just about everything. Even that stuff we go in and buy in the grocery store, there's been a whole lot of lies told about the value of that stuff. And it's just like there's a lot of lies told in that price if it's $2, nowadays it's $4.95 for a loaf of bread. How much of that $4.95 is taxes that the person that got it and sold it to the flour mill, sold it to this company or that, sold it to this other thing, and finally to the baker that made the bread and put it in the package? How much were the taxes that he had to pay that were all figured into that $4.95? Well, I know years ago a loaf of bread was actually only about half the price was what the loaf of bread cost, and the other half was the taxes that were paid all the way down the line. Now that ain't right in the United States of America. We ain't supposed to be taxed on tax. Oh well. Oh, and there's another thing that I was thinking about that I got into. They say, I was looking into this United States Central Bank has got the gold reserves. Now, I don't know whether that's Fort Knox or what it's supposed to be. I heard there ain't much gold in Fort Knox. I've heard the biggest share of gold in the United States is in some vault in New York City, and it's the gold that the United States holds for several other countries. So, you don't know what you're hearing. You can't believe much of nothing. You always got to take everything with a grain of salt, as they used to say. But anyway, now I wrote down a few figures here. Now, the closest I could come was in 2022. It said that we had 261,498,926. Well, no, that'd be 261,498,926,241 troy ounces of gold, with a value of $11,041,059,957.90. Now, that's calculated at a statutory rate of $42.2222 per ounce. Now, there's another place, a statistics, it was another site, said that $474.29 worth of billion was what the U.S. had in 2022. Well, now that statutory rate that they're talking about at $42.2222, that's one thing, because when Nixon took off the gold off the dollar off the gold standard, unpegged it, they said. Didn't take it off the gold standard. They unpegged it from gold. And it was selling for $32 or $36 an ounce. Now, if the statutory rate is $42 an ounce, and you go in and you want to buy some gold, these places, 1 troy ounce of 9999 pure gold is $2,000 and something. Well, there's gold coins out there that are selling for $3,000. You know, there's prices, all kinds of different prices according to what the gold is. There's 24 karat gold is selling. I don't know what size that was. I never did figure out what size that was. Selling for close to $2,000. Well, that's, you're getting ripped off. It ain't pure. But now, if it's selling for that, but the statutory price of what the United States government's got is $42 an ounce, there's something going on here with all this buying and trading and everything. And, you know, you get the IMF and the International Monetary Fund, that big outfit is hooked in somehow. And it all goes around. Now, it just bothers me because we got that $34 trillion worth of debt or whatever it is. We got this gold reserve. Now, you know, what really bothers me is they say the U.S. government owns. Well, the U.S. government is that 330 million plus or minus legal U.S. citizens. We all own an equal share. We are the government. The government is just a thing that's on paper, known as the Constitution of the United States. Now, the government don't own nothing. The people own it. We want to do away with that government back there in Washington, D.C. The 50 states get together, and per capita, we divide up all the stuff. See, now, like I live in Arizona. The people in Arizona, if you go back and get in and you pass up all the corruption and everything, the people in Arizona own all the land except what the federal union bought from Arizona for forts and armories and needful buildings. See? But they claim all that land, that government land, forests, this, that, and the other, BLM, Utah, Nevada, Wyoming, they all got that same problem. Well, it's the state that owns, and the citizens of that state that own everything in that state, except what's stated in section in the Constitution. So we go through Now we got all kinds of problems here. I wish people would just pay attention, start standing up to that Biden, stand up to that Democratic National Committee gang, stand up to that Republican National Committee gang. Just say, hey, enough's enough. We are the government. You people have just been put in office to represent what we want. Now, knock off all the crap, knock off all the corruption, knock off all this other stuff, and start tending to business for the legal citizens of the United States of America. Secure our borders, secure our ports, secure everything about this country, like we put in that the preamble to the Constitution, we the people. Got it? That's what we need to do. Thanks. Be back again.